Guess what I got?
Ooh. All right, here we go. We have some milk powder that expired in February of 2021. Vintage dried milk powder. And we're going to use this because I need to retest my cinnamon raisin bread. And I realized that I ran out of milk, which is surprising because I had so many from Grandma, but I made chai with it. So now we don't have any milk, so we're gonna dilute some of this milk powder and we're gonna make some cinnamon raisin bread dough first. And then I'm gonna show you my thrift haul and clean it. And then we should also cook these peas somehow because I soaked them and now I should cook them, probably in the Instant Pot. There's a lot of things to do. I'm gonna prioritize it in the order of dough, peas, and pots. Cool? Awesome? Great. Hi Netherlands, hi UK, hi Ohio, hi Oregon, hi Seattle, Ireland. What up, Ireland? Albuquerque. Albuquerque is spelled really weird. Anyone else? So that's what we're gonna do, and just give me a second because my brain is kind of all over the place. I really don't know if COVID kind of left me with some imprint of ADHD symptoms, but I feel like it. I feel like my brain just spazzes everywhere now. But yeah, 1/3 cup of powdered milk equals 1 cup of fresh milk. So I need about, let's do about a half cup. Let's do about a half cup of this to whatever I need to make. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Depression does that too? Fantastic. We love it. Ready? Ready? Vintage dried milk powder. American made, real, is what this package says. My kitchen is very messy right now. That's it. I don't have any excuses. Hi, Finland. Ooh, good luck making baguette on your own at home. That takes a lot of skill, girl. Is that too much? That seems like a lot of powder. It says 1/3 cup of powder equals 1 cup of fresh milk. Huh. I think that was too much milk powder, guys. Okay, 8 ounces, 4 cups. That was 53 grams. What? I'm trying to understand this math here. There's 97 grams in here. Each serving is 24 grams. So that is 4 servings. 4 glasses per pouch. Which means if I want 1.5 cups, God, I can't do this math right now. I should use like 1/3 of this. So maybe a little less, huh? Maybe 41 grams. 41 grams sounds good. There you go. All right. Doesn't matter. I needed 1.5 cups total of milk. So we're just gonna go ahead and stir this up until it dissolves. Hi UK. And then we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients, which I am still testing. But let's see. I feel confident that I don't need to test after this batch. I also don't want to test after this batch because I've tested this so many times already. So I don't have time. One, two. That was the yeast. Did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right. Then we're gonna go in with raisins. I'm gonna use 2 different kinds of raisins today, just cause I can. Hi, I'll see you back later. I'm using 1 cup of raisins for this recipe. It's a lot of raisins, but I also feel like my #1 qualm with raisin bread is there's not enough raisins in it. So, you know, we're gonna not do that. We're gonna make sure we have enough raisins in here. Capiche? Great. Okay. Moscow, what up? How is everything? Next, we have 3 cups of flour. Let me go ahead and whisk this first so that we incorporate the yeast and the raisins with the powdered milk. Yes. Try to get everything rolling here. 3 cups of flour is roughly 390 grams, give or take. I am very sensitive to raisin ratios, yes. It's a very important part of making raisin bread. You know, everybody should be sensitive to raisin ratios. Ooh! Okay. Hi, Germany. Do we have me a husband yet? Where are the German husbands at? The rest of this powdered milk is going to go back into the fridge to languish for another 2 years, probably. Maybe not, probably not. We'll probably use it soon. We'll probably bake some ridiculous shit with it soon. Next, after the flour, we have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm using this chunky salt. It's very chunk. So if you don't use chunky salt, you might not need this much. I have my font set to really big. It's like large print right now, so my eyesight isn't that great. I'm actually nearsighted. Should you wash store-bought raw shelled peanuts? I don't know. Are you cooking it or not? And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of vanilla, sugar. There we go. It's a little bit chunk. Packaging rework is in progress. Crunch it with my fingies. Happy National Day, Sweden. Congrats. All right. I'm going to say that was enough. And I forgot to melt butter, but I need to put in butter here. So let me get that. I don't use shortening. I never buy shortening. Shortening is kind of gross. I never grew up with shortening, so it's not part of my like culinary tradition or background. It's also just a lot of hydrogenated fats. It's not really good for you, but I understand it's really important in a lot of southern recipes, so it is like a cultural ingredient of sorts. I respect it. I think it adds a very interesting note. Oh, wait. We're also going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. It's just not my thing to use. This is a dough hook. It's fantastic if you like making bread, doughs, whatever. It is very convenient. It mixes with a lot more efficiency, and it's easy to clean off the hook after you're done. I'll show you later. I think butter has better flavor, but shortening gives you a very light, flaky, like micro flakiness. It almost makes it flaky sandy, if that makes sense. Butter, I feel like, hardens the flake, hardens a crunch. Shortening doesn't harden it. Shortening gives you like a flakiness that is soft and almost effervescent, a little bit air-like, you know, so. Yeah, is it arm day? I wish every day is arm day when you're making bread dough, huh? So, dough is mostly incorporated. I'm going to stream in our butter. This should be about 28 grams if I cut it right, but it's 30, which means we're giving ourselves a little extra butter. That sound is kind of alarming. That sounds like a fire alarm. I wonder if I should be running out of my building. Oh, it stopped. Never mind. Never mind. Okie dokie, artichoke. I don't know if anybody lives in a place where you can see the air pollution today, but the air pollution is quite horrendous today. The world is on fire. New York City is incredibly humid. It was very humid yesterday. It continues to be humid today. It has been raining on and off. It has been sunning and then cloudy and then disgustingly hazy. It is not good feeling at all. And we did it to ourselves. We did it to ourselves. I do believe that is the moral of the story. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this for 5 minutes total. I'm gonna count that as 1 minute already done. I'm just gonna knead it to kickstart that gluten development. So yeah. If Kerrygold is out of your price range, I would recommend, if you have Trader Joe's, I really like Trader Joe's basic butter. It's $4 for the pound. It's what I just used. I think it's quite delicious. It tastes way better than, you know, the generic cheap stuff, like what, Hotel Bar? Is that the cheapest brand that you can find in supermarkets? It's way better than that shit, so. Are you guys already fighting? Can you not fight, please? Who's fighting who? Don't fight. Don't fight. Kirkland is pretty good. I don't have a Costco membership, but I've heard from people who have Costco membership that they love Costco products. Oh, just a misunderstanding. I'm glad you guys aren't fighting. I like my life peaceful these days. How's everyone's weeks? Did you have a good weekend? Are you having a lovely start to your month of June? Are you looking forward to the hottest summer on record ever? I don't know if that's true. I'm guessing it's going to be, though, based off of trends, history, our sins, our collective sloth, and eternal human condition. Horchata ice cream from TJ's. Wow, I've never seen that. Is it good? Can you give us a review? Congratulations on having a lovely psychiatrist. I'm very happy to hear that. Some people do not have great psych doctors, so I'm always happy to hear when folks like their psych doctors. Yeah. I'm gonna switch arms so that we can work the right bicep a little bit too. But this hook, really convenient. I like it. I don't know if it's gonna break with the sheer force that I'm putting it through. It is not a whole piece. There is a metal attachment portion that I'm worried might wear and tear and detach one day, but I feel like we all detach one day, don't we? How often do people see their psychiatrists? Is like, do you see psychiatrists as frequently as you would therapists? And I'm guessing not, but I don't know how. I've never seen a psychiatrist before, so I've always wondered what the routine is. I love it. Look how clean. Look how clean. Okay. to my powerhouse arm. Okay, after we mix this, I'm going to let it rest for half an hour, and then we're going to rework it again and come back to it. This gives time for the salt to incorporate itself into the dough a little bit more. It gives time for the raisins to kind of plump up from the moisture of the dough. It gets the gluten some relaxation so that once we do come back, the dough will be a little bit more cohesive and we don't have to work off our arms kneading it. I will probably say to folks who make this recipe eventually that they can use a stand mixer, but I also wanted to test it without a stand mixer just so that it works, because not everybody owns a stand mixer. But I have no doubt that if you have a stand mixer, you certainly will have a much breadier bread, whereas if you don't have a stand mixer and you don't develop the gluten as much, it'll taste a little bit more like a cakier bread, which I personally like, so to each their own, I guess. Yes, I will do a cinnamon swirl, but that's later. That's after we work it a second time. A little drippy bread. Okay, we'll set a timer for 30 minutes, and now we are on to the peas. I'm never gonna get a roommate. Why would I want to? We're gonna drain the peas, and I'm gonna think about how to cook them. I wish I defrosted my chicken broth, but I was not thinking. So we can't use that. Maybe some miso flavored peas? Is that? Ooh, I also bought a head of cabbage. Maybe I should cook the cabbage too. That way I can get some veggie in my rotation. But maybe not miso, maybe something else. I don't know if I'm feeling just miso. Maybe not just miso. Let me think. Oops. Somebody catch Frederick up. Frederick is behind the times, bud. You are behind the times. I do have seaweed. You want me to put seaweed in peas? I don't know about that. You come to me for no BS? Fantastic. That is what I love to be known for. Alright, let's see what else I got going on in my fridge here that I need to use up. Half an onion. I got a little bit of broccoli that I might eat with this lentil. We got our cabbage. I don't know if I have that many things. This is kind of disappointing. pizza. Oh, scallions. Scallions could be good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Nice. Alright, that's it. We're gonna go with curry. We're gonna go with curry. Thai curry. And we're gonna flavor it with a little bit of this fermented bean curd because I want to get rid of this shit. And I might also want to get rid of this better than beef bouillon. No, that's too many flavors, isn't it? That's too many flavors. Hold up. How about, okay, perfect. We're gonna do a fridge clean out. I have some better than chicken bouillon that I'm gonna clean out. We're gonna use some green curry paste, and we're going to add a little bit more salt with the fermented bean curd. I'm going to chop up some onions. I'm going to clean up this cabbage, and we're going to plop in 2 of my remaining roasted garlic cloves, and we're gonna get this shit started. What I'm actually gonna do right now is I'm going to pour some water in here and get it started boiling on the stove so that the Instant Pot doesn't need that long to come up to a pressurized point, since the liquid will already have been hot, hopefully. And I can do this while I prep the veggies. Is that a good use of my time? I hope so. Do I have a food delivery service? As in, do I make food that I offer up for delivery? No, girl. No, I do not. No, 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 no. My plans for my bananas are eating them with my peanut butter. No grand plans for the bananas. I was at Trader Joe's and I thought, 19-cent bananas. Time has been frozen in terms of pricing at Trader Joe's when it comes to bananas. So it's always a nostalgic buy for me on top of a great deal. So, you know, can't turn them down. So I got them. I do have a dumpling delivery service, yes. It's for grandma. Only grandma gets it. We're going to start a saute in this Instant Pot once I plug it in. I'm going to saute the onions a little bit so that we can get a little bit of flavor on there. I don't think I want to do a cookbook because I don't know if you realize that I don't really use recipes. And I'm really not into making more shit exist in the world that leaves behind carbon footprints. I don't think the world needs more cookbooks at this point. And I'm exploring new ways of cooking without recipes and not killing more trees and not having to, you know, once you write a book, you have to market it. It's a whole lifestyle change. You basically have to devote yourself to it to make sure it succeeds commercially. It takes a lot out of you to conceptualize the book, to pitch it, to get it sold or auctioned off to the highest buyer. And then you have to start writing it, and then you go through editing, and then you have to finalize it, and then you have to do PR for it. It's just a lot, you know? It's really not worth my time right now, my energy. Not feeling it. I don't think it will bring me joy. And I also don't know really what kind of recipes will succeed in a cookbook that I would be able to do. Because it doesn't really bring me joy to test things over and over again. Like even making this cinnamon raisin bread, even though I love eating cinnamon raisin bread, it can get really exhausting having to cook the same thing over and over again and feeling like you kind of failed every time. Can I receive food? Sure, I guess. Yay, Gina. Happy to hear that. Is anyone else getting lag? Let me know. Seems like most people are not experiencing lag. So I'm gonna take that as a good sign. But sucks for you if you're experiencing lag. How low is your resolution currently? Is it very, very low? Is it lower than normal? Because our normal is already potato, so. I'm going to put in our fermented tofu into the onions and let them kind of marinate together. This is what it looks like. It's kind of like spreadable cream cheese, but like much saltier and way more pungent. I'm going to use 3 blocks. Which I think will be plenty salty, especially with that curry paste. A little bit like blue cheese, but like with 100,000 times more salt. I am currently making some Instant Pot peas with onions and some leftover roasted garlic and some fermented bean curd and Thai curry paste and some leftover better than chicken bouillon. Basically everything in my fridge that I need to die. So that's what we're making. We're just trying to slowly empty out my fridge of the relics of the past. I think we have 1 or 2 more servings in here. Come over. Watch me stir shit up. There you go. I don't talk to Julia every day, but I can still Instagram DM her. We are on speaking terms, if that's what you mean. Is that what you mean? That smells good. Ta-da! We finished one thing, yay! You bought an Instant Pot because I didn't hate it? Ah, yes. Scallions. Cabbage. We're gonna manual pressure it for 23 minutes on high. And now we are going to take a pee break. I'll be back. Smells good in here. You go, girl. You go, girl. Okay. Next, we are 10 minutes away from our dough mixing, so what we're gonna do is show off my thrift haul. Did everyone take their vitamins for the day? I did not yet. The water bottle? No. That's been with me since junior year of college. That's been with me since 2010. That's a teenager water bottle right there. I am going to eat my 2 previous versions of cinnamon raisin bread later. You have that to look forward to. Right now I just need to do a little bit of cleaning because my countertop is giving me anxiety. This is a Clean Canteen 20-ounce double-walled insulated thermos, vacuum insulated for hot and cold liquids. It's 18/8 stainless, made in China, but responsibly made in China. Hand washing recommended. Do not freeze, do not microwave, and you can see all the dings. These are 13 years, or or so of dings, of being abused, dropped, slammed, abandoned, forgotten, retrieved. This buddy, okay. If you can't be a 13-year-old clean canteen, you definitely won't last with me. Equipped to be here for another 2 hours, which is, I'm guessing, how long this live is going to last. You can tap out anytime, you know? You do you, girl. What do you spend per week for groceries? I don't eat out until friends invite me out or I have a date or something. I don't eat out as a general rule. It's always a social obligation that causes me to eat out. I say I would spend probably 30 to 40 weekly on groceries, but my kitchen is already very stocked, so I don't really need to buy much except for like peanut butter, packaged snacks, raisins, vegetables, maybe. I spend about $7 at the farmer's market every week to buy apples, which I kind of want to eat too, but I'm getting ahead of myself here, which I am really good at doing, so let's take one thing at a time. Let's calm me down. Excuse me, that was a burp. We are 6 minutes away from working this dough. I kind of want to work it now so that I don't have to work it later. So this is what it looks like. You know what? No. I need to follow my recipe. I can't do this shit. Can't be breaking my own rules. What the hell, June? Anyway, sorry about that, folks. We're going to show you the thrift haul. The thrift haul. Is this ADHD? Because it feels like it. Here's the pot. This pot was $5.99. This lid did not come with the pot, but I found the lid and it wasn't really priced. And then I thought it kind of fits, so I just stacked it on top. And I don't think the lady charged me anything. I needed more pots, and this one seemed to have slightly sturdier bottoms. It's not exactly like the IKEA pots. The sides are very thin, but the bottom is a little bit heavy. It says made in Korea. This brand is called, let me peel off the sticker. Sorry. Tools of the Trade, N068. It says RH Macy & Co. Inc. Anybody want to Google that for me? The screw is a little bit loose, so I think I'm going to try to unscrew the handle and clean it thoroughly. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we can unscrew it now. Oops. I do like that Salvation Army has these stickers that peel clean. I appreciate that very much. So let's see if we can get this handle off. Oh, things are falling out. That's kind of gross. Sprinkles? Sprinkles are falling out? Okay, well, that came off. Low-end pots, you say, huh? Okay. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have unscrewed that. The screw looks very sad. I might have some trouble screwing that back in now that I see what's happening here. But too late. We're gonna have to clean it now. It's unscrewed. Next up, we have this enameled mixing bowl that says Peacock, made in China, 20 centimeters. It was $1.99. I don't know why. I just really like these mixing bowls. They remind me a lot of China. There's a lot of these enameled bowls in China. I've actually never seen one shaped like this. This is shaped like an American mixing bowl. I found the beige color very soothing with a modest blue lip. So I don't think it's gonna knock for us, but that's kind of soothing actually. Okay. We'll play with it. We'll play with it. There's potential. This is another impulse buy that I absolutely did not need to buy. This is a very shallow cake pan. This was $2.99, so not too fantastic of a deal, but it's also number 90 wherever. Aluminum, trademarked, made in USA. I have my mini muffin tins are this brand. I really like finding thrift store bakeware that is light uncoated aluminum and it's made in the USA. I feel like very few things are made in the USA now, and when I see them and they look like they've been used lovingly with like little pock marks, I like it. So this is a shallow cake pan. I feel like it's about 40% shorter than others. This I mostly bought for aesthetics. I truly don't think this pot is really gonna cook very well. I think everything's gonna stick to it, but I just could not resist treating myself to something as cute as this. This was $7.99. There's just strawberries all around, and I saw it. I couldn't find the lid for it. I'm pretty sure there is because it looks like it's divoted for a lid. But, you know, we're just gonna, if we have to, I'm gonna boil water in it once in a while just to enjoy it. I just wanted it, okay? The heart wants what it wants. And now it is time to mix our bread, but we're gonna have to finish showing off the haul first. So, this is a plate that I got for Aaron. He really wants decorative plates, and I sent him a photo of this, and I was like, do you want this one? And he was like, yes, I want it. This is actually a really interesting plate. On the back, it says Currier and Ives, spelled C-U-R-R-I-E-R, ampersand I-V-E-S, by Royal China, on Royal Ironstone. It's made in the USA. It's detergent proof, oven proof, dishwasher safe, and underglaze. I don't know what underglaze means, but this is oven safe. This plate is oven safe. Like, that's pretty snappy. So this is for Aaron. This was $2.99. And then finally I found a stack of Japanese plates, but I only wanted one, and this one pleased me the most. Not because of the plate color itself. I found it kind of dingy, but I just love the coloring of the center of the flour. It reminded me so much of barely set cured egg yolks. It's not really showing up on the camera as much as it is in person, but the shading on the flour is amazingly fantastic, and I just could not resist having one. This was $1.99. Hearth side, hand painted, oven proof, stoneware, dogwood, Japan. So amazing. Yay. We're gonna wash these after we work our dough for 15 minutes. But we're also gonna wash our hands first because that was kind of gross. Underglaze means the design is applied to pottery before it is glazed. Ah, thank you, thank you. What about the bananas? You want to see the bananas? Yeah, let me show you. I already ate one of them, but I can definitely show you my Trader Joe's bananas. You pervert. Here are my bananas. They're kind of green. This one got kind of bruised in my bag, so this one will have to be eaten next. This is a little bit greener than I like to eat them. I think, you know, we're gonna have to wait maybe 2.5 days for them to get to the point where I can eat them ecstatically. And then they're gonna have another maybe 1.5 day for a 4-day age before they get a little bit too sweet. But you know, TBD, TBD. I'm gonna put you here so I can charge you a little bit while you talk to me. Because I have a feeling we're gonna run out of charge. So let's do it now. Are we charging? We're charging. Cool. For this round of mixing, I'm going to start with the dough hook, but then I'm gonna gradually work to my hands. So we're gonna mix this for 15 minutes max, because that's the point at which my arms cry for help. So we like a little bit of self-torture, but we don't want that much self-torture. You can see that the dough is already developing a nice bit of elasticity from that half-hour rest. It's not really looking like cake batter where it just drips. It's getting a little bit more stretch to it. Now keep in mind that we did add sugar, and we did add raisins, and we did add butter, all of which kind of hinders gluten development, especially the butter, and especially, you know, big particles like raisins. So this isn't gonna be like the stretchiest, most elastic crumb bread ever. This is definitely gonna be on the cakier side of things, but I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling. So what shall we talk about for 15 minutes, y'all, while I work this dough? I'm gonna get my chair. I'm gonna sit. Any new complaints about my mayor? No new complaints. He's just still awful. Awful as ever. Okay. I'm moving comments. Did you see the Apple Eye headset thing? No. Is it like Black Mirror technology? Are we there? Is this a new genre? I feel like we're pioneering a new genre. I'm not sure what this genre is called, but we're open to suggestions for naming this genre. I can't just tell you a story. You have to give me a prompt. You have to be specific in your asks. My most embarrassing moment. There was one time, the first thing that came to mind was that one time in 4th grade where I was trying to hold in a fart, and then I like altered my butt position in the chair, and then I just ripped it. And then it was unavoidably identifying me as the loudest farter that class has ever witnessed, and I just felt like I was melting into existence, slowly being obliterated from the inside out. How's that for a story? Yeah, is this free OnlyFans content? I feel like it is. I feel like this is giving off OnlyFans vibes. You're welcome. if you're into it. What other stories would you guys like to hear? I think you can do different things on OnlyFans. I don't think you're restricted. But now we're definitely going to get demonetized for this live because they don't like you saying the OF word. I feel like there should be a fetish for this too. And if there isn't, I'm definitely creating a fetish right now. Tell you about my worst date ever. Are we saying it was the worst date or the worst person? Because those are two different things. Like, was the date bad or was the person bad? You know. Nice grandma memories. Mostly going to the market with her and cooking with her. What's the last movie you've seen? Midsommar. I loved it. Well, you guys already know the worst person I've bitched about, the NPD suspect. The NPD suspect is the worst I've ever met. Just because of how damaging that whole thing became. Mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically. Everything that I do is sellable content. I just don't sell it, you know, because I'm a terrible capitalist. Let's keep it that way, shall we? Content should be free. Everything should be free. You know why? Because money is a really fucked up imaginary thing that we're now using to abuse people on massive, massive scales. And it's like really painful to see it happening. So maybe when we can afford to disengage from money, we should. Something to think about. I would say my grandma was a good cook, but you know, I grew up with her and I ate her food, so I'm definitely biased. I've not had other camping memories. I try very hard to not camp. I don't really watch Vogue dance battles, I'm sorry. When are Ram and I chilling again? I guess whenever Ram wants to visit. We both have things going on in our lives. You know how it goes. But whenever things calm down a bit, we'll hang. But I don't know if I'm going to live stream every time, guys, you know. Like, it gets a little exhausting to have people expect you to always be exposing your life to them. Not that I don't like doing it. I just don't like doing it all the time. What's the movie you cried most to? Ooh, that's a hard one. It's been a while since I've cried to a movie, but I've definitely cried at a lot of movies, especially during a certain part of my life. I definitely cried when I watched Ever After. I loved that movie. That might have been my favorite movie for like 2 years. I really don't know how I'm gonna make it on an alpaca farm. That's why it's still a fantasy, you know? Fantasies are the best. You don't have to do any work, you just have to dream. No heartbreak. Maybe if people start listing some movies that they've cried to, I can say if I've cried to them, but it's kind of hard for me to think right now of all the movies that have made me cry. There's a fair amount. Lots of good movies. Lots of cry-worthy movies. I think for a few years, I was convinced that if I didn't cry at a movie, it wasn't a good movie. So, there you have it. Don't know if I've watched Terms of Endearment. I know, people get anxious, but if you follow me on Instagram, you'd know that I'm alive. So, you know. Fave new artist you've discovered recently? Oh, I actually just posted someone today on my, you mean musical artist? I just posted someone that I listened to, like, their album isn't, like, ecstatically amazing, but the music is different, which makes me love it, and it's just such a fresh take. I don't know if she goes by she, her, but I'm assuming her. Her name is Saya Gray, S-A-Y-A, last name G-R-A-Y. Been digging that. I haven't watched Marley and Me. Steel Magnolias, I don't think so. I did cry watching Magnolia though, that's a different movie. I don't eat kimchi all that much. I actually, I don't especially love the flavor of kimchi, although I do love it with eggs and fried rice a lot. But also, I just like hate the smell of kimchi when you open it up, the same way how I hate opening up my own homemade daikon radish pickles. It's just so stinky sometimes, and it makes my entire apartment smell for a while. So that is a little off-putting for me. Vertigo, I've seen Vertigo. I don't think I cried. I don't think I cried with Vertigo. I definitely have not seen much of Chaplin's work, and I definitely have not seen Encanto. I've definitely cried at Up. My God, that beginning scene in Up, who didn't cry? If you didn't cry when you watched that first segment of Up, I don't know if I should trust you. The third Black Mirror episode. Be Right Back. That was basically like the same plot line as the Babadook. I think I might have cried, actually. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, definitely. Oh, The Entire History of You. I don't know if I cried for that one. That was the eye technology one, right? I liked Barry season 1 and 2. I could not get through 3, and I did not want to finish 4 after watching a few episodes. It just got a little too depressing and dark for me. I remember liking Arrested Development when it first came out. I feel like that was the first TV show where I was like actually interested in binging it. The Notebook, yes, definitely cry for that one. Who doesn't? If you're a middle school, high school girl, you definitely cried. I actually don't remember the plot of The Notebook. Who wants to refresh my memory? She sacrificed herself? I think I did cry for Lilo and Stitch too, yes. My teaching co-fellow from our teaching fellowship in China got me a Stitch onesie. I still have it somewhere. Favorite Studio Ghibli movie? Is it Ghibli or Ghibli? I don't know. Spirited Away, I think, is still my favorite. I just love it for so many different reasons. It's very mainstream, I know. Alright, we have 4 minutes left to go on this need. A poor yet passionate young man falls in love with a rich young woman, giving her a sense of freedom. I see. And how does she sacrifice herself? Spoiler alert. Social differences get in the way. Ah, yes. Don't they always? Don't they always? I kind of want to watch the upcoming Barbie movie. Yeah, it looks very interesting and fun. Zany. Colorful. Very cheeky, I think, from the get-go. So I want to see how that manifests. Yeah, The Notebook is kind of like a Lifetime movie, for sure. Just with hotter people and a better writing dialogue, I think. Grave of Fireflies, I don't think I've ever watched, but yes, I have heard that one is devastating. I think there's a few movies that have made me physically sick. Requiem for a Dream and Perfect Blue are the ones that come to mind immediately. Those are not for the faint of heart, for sure. I'm not a fan of Aronofsky at all. Do not like his movies. I don't think there's a single movie of his that I would watch again. So. After this dough is kneaded, we're gonna let it rest for 30 more minutes before we assemble it. I'm going to take a quick snack break before we start cleaning our pots and try to put the handle back into that one that I disassembled. I hope it comes back into the socket, because then I'm gonna hate myself for destroying that pan. But I don't know what Malik is. Terrence Malick, the director? I don't really like his movies, TBH. I kind of find them extremely pedantic and heavy-handed and intolerable. Slow, with bad acting, bad plot writing, bad development, bad everything. I know what he's trying to get at. It's very poetic. I can appreciate poetic, but as far as a feature-length film, I'm not willing to sit down to watch that kind of thing. That's just me, though. Just me. All right, you guys get to vote on what my snack is. We can either snack on my lentils and broccoli, or we can snack on my raisin bread, which I'm going to put farmer's cheese onto. Farm school is farm school. Not much to report there. It's kind of like asking your kid, how was school today? Like, what do you expect them to say? Oh, okay. Bread it is. We're gonna eat some bread then. The people have spoken. Capiche. Here is my trial 1 bread. We'll eat the trial 1 bread first so I don't waste it. I actually really don't like this bread. It got a little too dense. It has whole wheat in it, as well as flaxseed, as well as sesame seed, and I think I just tried to put a little too much. So we're gonna toast it. Yeah? BRB again. BRB. And I think for this one, because it's drier, I'm not going to put farmer cheese on it. I'm going to put maybe peanut butter on it. I wish I could hit the bong. I would love to smoke on stream. I just don't know if it's going to get me demonetized. Also, I can't really function when I'm high. So I'm kind of worried about being in the kitchen around sharp and heavy things while being high. I can barely stand straight sometimes when I smoke, so it's probably a safety hazard for me to do alive. I promise you, I just really needed to pee. My bladder is broken from years of restaurant work. Sad but true, sad but true. I think the first thing we're gonna wash is the easy stuff. So we're gonna wash the plates and the cake pan first. And then the mixing bowl, and then we'll work our way to the pots and the lids, which will require a lot of gloving and scrubbing. So. Sitting on the floor while high is definitely a die-hard live stream fan stream. I don't think most of people who want to watch me cook will tune in for that, but I'm down to do it sometime. The air quality in New York is not good. It's very muggy today. It's very hazy. It's very humid. The air feels heavy. I don't feel like I can breathe when I'm outside very well. It reminded me of the pollution that I saw in China a lot, actually. So not great today. For sure not great. All right, you get to choose. Do you want store-bought peanut butter or do you want homemade almond butter on this bread? You're deciding everything that I'm eating today. I hope you enjoy having this power over my life for a short period of time. All right, almond it is. Almond it is. You watched me make this almond butter too. It's the same almond butter that we made together. Pumpkin pie spice cocoa almond butter. I don't know if you guys remember making this, but we made it together. We made it together. Okay. I'm going to fork it. Don't ask me why. But I just am going to fork it. Smells good. Smells good. Have a good night. Critique is a very crucial part of the creation process. Without critics, who would we be? We would just be empty echo chambers trapped in our own minds. We must have dialogue. We must have the push and pull. We must have other people tear us down so that we may rebuild ourselves and restate ourselves and reinsert ourselves into the dialogue. And dialogue is life. Without conversation, there is only silence. Silence is for the grave. Smells really good. Are we ready? It's a little hot. Okay, we're ready. I think I would like a bit of crunchy tongue. Crunchy tongue. Crunchy salt. I hope I don't have crunchy tongue in my bite. Oof, magoof. Ready. Ready for bite 2. Dry bread, toasted, buttered, not dry anymore. Who's your other favorite YouTuber? You can't have 2 favorites. It's not a bad bread. It's just a little dry. It's decent. Today I find out I'm not your favorite. It's fine. I always knew it to be true. I'm glad. We are all married to the other guy from chat. You right. You right about that. I don't know where Deborah's comment is coming from, but okay. I think I'm gonna put all of these oven safe things in the oven while we bake the bread so we can sterilize them, you know? You know how that goes. You actually said that people who are with Ukraine and not Palestine aren't okay. Can you cite that? for me, please? Can you pull that up and show me the evidence? Time mark it, time stamp it? But also, I think everybody should be supportive of Palestine. And I would ask them why they aren't. I would question them, yes, I would. But I don't care if you're okay or not okay, that's not my business. But if you don't support Palestine, I don't agree with you. That's it. I don't fucking give a shit what you like and don't like. You do you, girl. I have no power over you. My opinion counts for nothing. And it's not like me saying I don't agree with someone is going to change the world. The world will function on industries of death. Everything functions on industries of death. Me saying whatever is not going to change that. So if you don't have evidence of me saying that, I would recommend that you take better notes in the future before you accuse me of saying certain things. Just so that your argument can have more sound backing to it. Because I don't like it when internet strangers tell me what I've said and didn't say without proof. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine too. I don't hate you or anything, I just don't agree with you. And if you don't like to watch people you don't agree with, then you don't gotta be here. That's all. And you can waste your time finding that quote, but even if you do find it, then what? Like, what is the point of arguing this? There is literally no point in arguing this right now, because I told you everything that I had to say in response to it. I have my opinions, you have yours, we don't agree. Now what? Now what? What is the significance of not agreeing with a stranger on the internet about politics? What will either one of us do for the people who are suffering in Ukraine and Palestine? Nothing. There are no valid points. All points are just opinions. And even if you make valid points, then what? Are you changing the world in any way that makes material living for people who are not in the best straits better? I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna do shit. Do I support Ukraine? I support whoever is the underdog getting fucking bullied and bombed and abused and genocided. So, you tell me, do I support Ukraine? Incredible. Incredible. Deborah, I'm gonna ban you from the live if you keep going. It's fucking annoying me. You're fucking annoying. We don't have to delete messages, Ram. We can just ignore. I'm not for censorship, but I'm also not for getting myself aggravated over internet strangers. Oof, my goof, guys. Oof, my goof. You can't possibly watch 2 streams at once. You should just pay attention to the other streamer. No, that's Trader Joe's soap that I put in a CeraVe bottle. Because I didn't feel like buying a pump bottle. And I didn't feel like picking up the bottle and squeezing it every time I did dishes. Does that suffice as an explanation? Also, I believe that was a misattribution of quotes. I believe Aaron said something similar to that on his stories. Now, to be honest, I don't disagree with what Aaron said. So, that's that. My opinion rides on that side. But did I say that? I don't know. So, good luck, Deborah. I hope you find joy in arguing with strangers on the internet. I certainly don't. I hate victims of war because I don't like war. Does that check out logically? No? Then it's because none of the world makes sense. I hate the concept that we have victims of war, and I hate the concept that we have war. I hate the concept that we have a military complex that churns us money. I hate that our government usurps power in so many different places in the world and then tries to play savior in terms of PR spinning. I hate that my tax money goes to support conflict and violence and genocide. I hate that I'm complicit in a system where we don't treat people as people, but we see them as modes of profit. Oranges to be squeezed into juice to be packaged for other people to consume. Pumped of preservatives. I hate that people who work in the food industry are the ones who most can't afford the food that they produce. I hate that everything in this world is very unjust and illogical. Is this sex work? I don't know. Could be, I guess. I mean, we all hate these things, guys. That's why we are so miserable in life. We all hate them. And we deal with them every fucking day. And we have to, at one point, tune them out so we can start to numb ourselves out so that we don't feel all this distress all the time, you know? And the distress isn't that things are happening and they're bad. The distress is that things are happening and they're bad and we can't seem to do anything about it. The distress is coming from helplessness. The lack of solutions, or rather, the lack of probability of fighting against systems that love perpetuating these things. That's what sucks the most, right? So at the end of the day, we hate it, but we also hate ourselves for being helpless. We hate being helpless. me guess, we're gonna get like 13 comments about how I'm using too much water on the stream. Let me atone for my sins right now by saying I don't care anymore. Oh my gosh, everyone! Say hi to our collective husband, Jason. Hi, Jason. How was your day at work? Oh, you're still at work. Terrible, terrible. Did anyone keep track? Has it been half an hour since our bread was mixed? I forgot to put a timer on. Oops. I'm gonna set it for 10 more minutes. People can complain about anything, Rachel. They don't gotta have a license. They will just do whatever they want to do. It's been more than 30? Oh shit. Well, let me try to finish these then. Quickly. Whoa, okay, 22 minutes, 27 minutes. So I think waiting 10 more minutes is fine. Thank you for checking. Y'all are on top of this shit. What a strange little corner of the internet we have here, huh? I want to ask, I'm curious, if you knew me in person, how differently do you think I would be than how I present here? Do you have any estimations in your mind? More boring and grumpy. Oh, I would say that's true. Although I feel like I'm sometimes pretty boring on these lives already, so that's intense. More boring and grumpy. I'm definitely more grumpy, for sure. Welcome back, Deborah. Y'all are so weird. I love it. I do walk really fast, I've been told by non-New Yorkers, but I think New Yorkers are used to the speed. When I was in college, all of my friends on campus would be like, "Are you late for something? Where are you rushing to?" And I'm like, "Bro, this is my slow mode. Catch up." I did get fired. That I did. That was me. That was my life. Indeed. No offense taken at the truth. Jason, aren't you gay? Like, I can't possibly be shy around a person who would absolutely have no romantic interest in me, because there's nothing at stake there, you know? No matter how embarrassing I can get, or, you know, how nicely I can present, there would be no chance. So I don't think I would be paralyzed in your presence. But yes, if I were gay and into you, I bet you I would be. So shy. I am really good at loving people, yes. You had a awkward shy moment with a Colombian man today and you thought he was straight? But were you interested in him romantically? I guess it doesn't have to be a two-way street. I guess you're right. Valid point. I concede. I know where I have misstepped, and I give way to the reality of feelings. See, yeah, you had stake in it. You were interested. But have you verified that he's straight? Do you actually know that that's the case? Yeah, I wreck all of my shit, you know, so it's kind of hopeless for me. I'm going to throw some baking soda on this pot baby here. Guys, let's look at our cabbage. It stinks like farts in here. Fart Central. Am I right? Yum. We'll let that cool. Unplug it. June, just got here late. Did you thrift that stuff? Yes. Yes. I did. Did I get your thrift items? Did you abandon? If I didn't have a glove on to do this scrubby with a stainless steel wool, my hands would not be here by the end of the live. Oh, Jenny. Shit. Well, we're here now. I don't know what to say. I hope you're taking care of yourself. That sounds pretty gay to me. I say you go back for those Spanish lessons, bro. Keep us updated. We need some happy endings. Report back. Are you at that stage in your life where you don't like red flags, or are you still entertaining them just to feel excitement in life? Both are valid choices. I won't judge either way. Been there, done that, girlfriend. All right, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. Now I need to clean some counter space to do the next stage of our bread making. So this is going to be an issue, even though I have all the counter space in the world. All right. How do you guys know these timestamps? It's very impressive. You're very scarily impressive. Wait, who's in their mid-30s? I want to know all the viewers who are like my age right now. Tell me if you're in your mid-30s. I see Gary is. Guys, 71 is not mid-30s. We love you, but you're not answering the prompt. I'm washing my hands thoroughly because we're going to be touching a lot of dough and we're going to be greasing a lot of shit, so gotta keep it clean. You know what? I'm gonna count 37 as mid-30s. I'm gonna count it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix together 3 tablespoons of vanilla and 3 teaspoons of cinnamon in a bowl. That is the next step. The last batch that I made did not have enough sugar. So we're upping the sugar. Three teaspoons of cinnamon is also known as a tablespoon. of very concentrated cinnamon sugar. What we're gonna do next is you can either flour your surface or you can oil it. And I choose to go oil because it sticks less and it doesn't dry out the bread as much. But you can really do whatever you want. We're gonna stretch the dough out into a square. I'm gonna try to finish off this pan. I think it's mostly pretty much done. It's on its last legs for sure. Oops. Just sprinkle that all over the ground. Gross. I think that is bigger than 9 inches. So I'm gonna take a note. This is like almost like a 12 by 12 now. It's a little intense, but. Just trying to spread it as evenly as I can, the cinnamon sugar mixture all across the dough. And I'm gonna try to pat it down a little bit so that it doesn't all fall out. And I've also learned that in previous test batches, if I don't kind of move them around, there will be pockets where it's just like incredibly dense streaks where it's not even, doesn't look good. It looks way too concentrated of a streak where it still looks like it's got dry pockets where it's just holding a lot of the cinnamon sugar all in one place. So I want to ensure a more even distribution right now. So I'm going to press it down, make sure it's cohesive. Okay, and then I'm going to use the bench scraper to help me roll it up. Roll it up. Tucking in the corners a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to try to smoosh this baby into our loaf pan. perfect, but passable. That's all we can hope for most days. Here's our bread. I ripped it a little bit on this corner so you can see some filling came out, but for the most part we got a low log. And it's gonna rest here with my bowl covered over it to prevent drying out for probably an hour, but I'm gonna set it for 40 minutes starting now. Guess what is coming up, guys? That's right, another pee break. And then I think after the pee break, I'm ready for a second snack. And I think I want the broccoli. Broccoli? We have a little head of broccoli. I'm gonna eat it raw with some of this lentil, but I'm gonna warm up the lentils so that I'm not a complete savage. I'm fine being a little savagey, just not a complete one. What are my thoughts on the wildfires in Canada? I don't really know much about them because what are we going to do about it? We've had wildfires all over the place because this is just what we've been doing to our world, right? So it's affecting all of us. All of the natural disasters that affect one geographical location affects all of us, just to different degrees. We are now experiencing pretty severe air pollution here as well. Because guess what? We share all the natural resources on this planet. So, you know, even if it doesn't directly affect us right away, it's gonna affect us soon. In due time. In due time, we are all in this together. The slow demise. Come closer. Come on this side. Wow. I need to recharge you again. Here's a bite of mush for y'all. Delicious, delicious lentil soup with a little bit of onion, garlic, carrot, and herbs. Keenan is really into the bananas, Keenan. I see you. I see you. My stomach is fine. You know, it's doing better, but who knows how long it's gonna do better for. I'm just gonna ride the wave as they come. We already have air quality issues in New York. Jason honestly sounds like the ideal husband. Gives us freedom to do whatever hijinkses we get up to and then bails us out when we get into trouble. Thanks, Hub. Have a good dinner. I'm really into edible utensils, I think. What crimes will you not bail us out of? Yeah, I would like to know too before I commit. Stealing to feed the poor. Okay, I can do that. Who are we stealing from? Reading to kids in drag. Yes. Raw broccoli is underrated. Very underrated. Raw broccoli in a pasta salad adds incredible texture. Chopped up really fine. I'm so proud of myself. I've eaten vegetables 3 days in a row now. It's a streak. Let's see if we can keep it up. Aaron's not gonna trade me Fred. I don't even want Fred back at this point, you guys. Fred doesn't even love me anymore. It's become evident to me who Fred loves more, and we simply have to respect that, you know? Great. Shall we try a little bit of the cabbage? I love soft cabbage. Probably devoid of all nutritional content now, but let's have some cabbage and peas. That is slightly vaginal looking, not gonna lie. Totally an accident, did not plan on that. Whether or not you believe me is another thing, but I did not plan on making a cabbage vagina. But there we have it. Let's shape her up a little bit. Give her a little bit of plasty here and there. It's never too early to learn about the human body. Take it from someone who never learned about the human body. Probably should learn about it earlier rather than later, you know? Oh yeah, the color is so not appetizing. Everything is washed out. It looks like cafeteria food, but you know what? So much. So delicious. I do think it's perfectly salty, actually. I'm into it. I approve this message. Cabbage vag for everyone. Knowing everything there is to know sounds like a curse. Am I right? I put in green curry paste, Thai style green curry paste. I put in fermented tofu. I put in the rest of my better than chicken bouillon. I'm definitely gonna have more servings of this later. This is delicious. It's so pleasingly soft. That's what she said. Fantastic. Mission accomplished. Delightful. Okay. Now we must finish cleaning. You ready? would just braise it for a very long time, but it's gonna take you a longer time and your house is gonna end up smelling way more like farts. Because the cabbage is going to smell like farts as it's cooking. The Instant Pot the pressure cooker keeps it in until you release it. If you cook it on the stovetop, it's just gonna be like continuous releasing of farty vapors. I initially wanted to clean this so clean, but now I'm just like, fuck it, this is good enough. Which I'm really proud of myself for reaching this stage in life where I can say fuck it and let things go. Because truly, I am too old to be concerned about anything. I hope all of us get to this stage sooner rather than later. If I were really perfectionistic, I would be disassembling all the parts with screws. But then that would also mean that I have a higher probability of never having a functional pot, because I will have disassembled everything and not know how to put it back together. So let's just aim for the doable and the manageable and the mediocre. Make peace with mediocrity, and you will know happiness. Welcome back. That's all. No, I unscrewed the handle. Now we have to try to put it back in. I wanted to clean it. There was a lot of grime stuck in there. let's see if we can put the handle back on. I don't know. I don't know what's happening because I can't see anything. It feels like it's locked in, but it's also not turning tighter. Oh yeah, okay, great. It's working. It's working. I might have just stripped it too, so now we're never gonna clean it again. Shout out to Mom's screwdriver. Thank you, Mom. Okay, it's still a little bit loose. I don't know why. I was hoping we could tighten it, but... Okay. Huzzah! Kind of loose, but enough. Stable enough. It's great. Not everyone with OCD has the same traits, so let's try to not generalize what OCD means for everyone, yeah? I love my new apartment. I love how I feel like Mom is happy that I'm here. I feel like Mom always wanted me to have a place of my own. Maybe because I feel like she never had a place of her own. So I'm obviously just projecting, but I want to project the reality that Mom is really happy with the choices I've made in life. It gives me peace and comfort to feel like maybe she approves of my choice in my new living arrangement, and maybe she loves that I'm so close to Grandma. No, let's not time her out. I don't want to censor people like that, you know. I'm down to censor people when they step overboard, but not when they just say things that we don't agree with or things that annoy us, you know? Let's not get into that habit. Good night, Sherpa. Or Sirpa. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. Bread is rising, we're doing great. I might actually just go off the live because I don't want to have this be my entire life tonight, so we might not see it bake, but you'll see a photo of it on the gram sooner or later. We cleaned everything that I wanted to clean. I'm going to eat more cabbage and peas if you want to stay for that and chat. I'm happy to do so. But thank you all for tuning in. This was super fun. I'm glad we got I'm glad we got some shit done. I honestly think that my mom might have had undiagnosed OCD, but I'm not a medical professional and I can't say for sure, but. I just don't like using people's mental conditions as a way of comparing behaviors. I feel like you're distilling down a lived experience to prove a point, which isn't really, I don't know. I don't even know how to put it into words. What's going on with my hair? It's just in a half bun. Why, you don't like it? Am I a mess? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm living the way I want to live without a single care in the world for what other people think. by which I mean I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And I did kind of want to eat that cinnamon raisin bread, the trial 2, but I kind of don't want to anymore because I just want to eat as much of this cabbage as possible because my uncle actually told me that you shouldn't keep veggies overnight once they're cooked. But here, let me just show you the second version. Second version is much more basic. It looks a lot more like your store-bought cinnamon raisin bread. I'll give you a little taste of it. I'll give you a little break of it. How's that? So you can see how it breaks. You can check out the texture differences. It's much softer, cakier, fluffier, whatever you want to call it, and it breaks beautifully. It's soft, and I do like it. I do like this version more, but we needed a little bit more sugar and a little bit more cinnamon, which is what we did. I don't know what happens to veggies overnight. My uncle told me that he doesn't recommend keeping cooked cabbage or broccoli or basically anything in the cruciferous family, including bok choy and all of that, overnight. And I don't know chemically what happens, but you know, Chinese people are really into eating things a certain way. A lot of Chinese traditional medicine, you know, dictates dietary do's and don'ts. So I'm sure it's something to do with that. But also, if you haven't noticed, leftover veggies taste awful sometimes. I feel like beets, carrots, Brussels sprouts, that's also in the cruciferous family, survive okay. But like cauliflower, broccoli, once cooked, left over in your fridge, they make your house smell like farts. Like, so you know. Fartland, indeed. I enjoy my fartland very much. You're making cinnamon raisin bread too? Fun, fun, fun. So once you put all the ingredients into a bread maker, does that mean you don't have to knead or proof or anything? It's just all hands off now? The machine handles it for you? Yeah, my Instagram is thank 9 stars. Thank you, Low Tide. Instant Pot cabbage. I truly don't know how much nutrition is left by the time your cabbage is softened like this. But as far as eating experience goes, it's extremely pleasurable for me. Possibly one of my favorite ways to eat cabbage, although I don't think there's a wrong way for me to eat cabbage. I like it roasted. I like it stir-fried. I like it raw. I like it coleslaw style, you know, salad, dressed. I like using it as a crunchy raw leaf. I guess I like it in cabbage rolls, although I'm not a fan of those flavorings traditionally. Michelle says, my mom is Chinese and she rejects my veggies because I don't hand pick the tough greens. What does that mean? I don't think I hand pick the tough greens either. Wow. So good. I'm gonna be so bloated by the time I finish eating this cabbage tonight. I probably shouldn't have cooked all of it, but I'm glad that I did. So now I don't have to worry about not cooking the cabbage. Now I just have to eat it. Oh, she thinks they're too chewy and not to her standard. Wow. You know, I've been hearing a lot of stories about Asian moms, and I feel like Asian moms, the so-called tiger moms, the stereotype has been around for a long while. And at a certain point, I thought I had a tiger mom, but as it turns out, I didn't. She's like the complete opposite of a tiger mom. I don't know how I got so lucky, I don't know how I just turned out to be like an anomaly, but I am so fucking grateful that I had my mom. I feel like a lot of Chinese children get very scarred from their parenting. And I'm not saying I had like a perfect relationship with my mother. Evidently I didn't, but relatively speaking, I'm a lucky bitch. Whoa, that's a cool story, Low Tide. That's so nice. Yum. Okay, well, thank you for cleaning with me. Here's our plate, one last time, our beautiful plate. I'm probably going to slide this in the oven. Now, this is our other beautiful plate for Aaron. I don't think I'm going to slide this in the oven because he's using it decoratively and not to eat, so I'll just set that aside for him. This one, I don't actually know if I should bake this. I'm not sure this is actually oven safe, so I'm just going to keep it to the side. So I guess I'm just baking one plate. We now have a pot that is, I like these low profile pots. I just feel like I can see what's happening. Perfect for single or double serving cookings. And we have this kind of deep enameled skillet that is probably useless for cooking anything, but now we have it, and it's beautiful, and it delights me to no end. So that's that. Any final questions for me before I log off? Wow, we went 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Pray for my stomach, please, after all of this cabbage. And happy rest of the week. Stay hydrated, take your vitamins, get your sleep in, yada, yada, yada. Don't yell at each other over the internet. It's useless unless it brings you joy, I guess, to argue with strangers on the internet. And goodbye to our collective husband, Jason. I'm not starting an alpaca farm. It's just not happening. Did you not know that it was a dream to begin with? There are some dreams that you should never, ever, ever realize, because once you realize it, it becomes a nightmare. Think about that. Think about that. Do you want to keep the dream, or do you want to keep a nightmare?